The Green Children of Woolpit. Who were they? Where did they come from, and why? Was their skin green? This is the mystery of the Green Children of Woolpit, one of the strangest legends in all of medieval England. The story begins in the year 1190. King Richard the Lionheart was away fighting in the Crusades. England was ruled by his father, the future King John. It was an age of knights and castles, of plagues and peasants. But amid the rolling hills and quiet villages of 12th century England, a shocking sight was about to unfold. In the village of Woolpit, a group of farmers were working the fields when they heard a most peculiar sound, like the tinkling of bells. But when they looked around, they saw no one. Puzzled, they followed the sound until they arrived at a nearby wood. And there, standing before them, were two children. The boy was about 12 years old, the girl 10. They stood silently in a clearing. And at first, the villagers could not understand a word they were saying. The children wore strange tunics and belts, and their most striking feature was their skin. It was green, as though their very blood ran with the emerald hue. Shocked and confused, the villagers asked the children where they came from. All they got in reply was more unintelligible babbling. Over the next few days, the villagers tried to piece together the mystery. The children seemed friendly but wary. They would not eat bread, meat, or fruit, and turned away in disgust when offered wine. But when the villagers brought them broad beans, they devoured them with astonishing speed, as though they had never eaten before. And as far as anyone could tell, these two strange children had no idea how they arrived in the village. They wandered the streets aimlessly, sleeping out in the open, seemingly unafraid of the elements. As days turned into weeks, the villagers grew fond of the children, invited them into their homes, and tried to teach them English. Slowly, the children began to adapt. The green tint of their skin began to fade and they seemed to thrive. Tragically, however, the boy soon fell gravely ill. Despite the villagers' best efforts, he died after just over a month. But the girl survived, and with her survival, hope bloomed that the mystery of the Green Children might be solved. According to those who knew her, the girl was sweet-tempered and intelligent. She learned to speak English quickly and blossomed within the community. Finally, when she was old enough, she agreed to tell her story. According to the girl, she and her brother came from a far-off place. In fact, they were tending their father's cattle one day when they heard the sound of bells. Curious, they followed the music and soon entered a cave. When they emerged, blinking in the sunlight, they found themselves in a strange land. Everything was green, the people, the trees, even the sky. They were then discovered by some local children who brought them to the village of Woolpit. But what happened to her parents and the rest of her family? She claimed they were all green too. After hearing her story, the villagers felt a mixture of sympathy and pity for the children. With so much of Europe ravaged by war, famine, and plague, it was easy to believe the tale of the Green Children of Woolpit was merely a sad story of refugees, perhaps from a Flemish community who had fled conflict, their unusual appearance caused by malnutrition or disease. In the centuries since, historians have offered many explanations for the legend. Some, like Don Jones, author of The Green Children of Woolpit, believe the tale is rooted in reality, suggesting the children may have been survivors of the war in northern France between England and the Holy Roman Empire. But others argue the story is pure folklore, a medieval morality tale with the green children representing anything that is different. Whether social outcasts, beggars, or foreigners, still others suggest the tale has its roots in paganism, specifically a surviving tradition of the Green Man, a personification of nature that was popular in pre-Christian Europe. What makes the legend especially fascinating is the element of the unknown. We will likely never know for certain what happened to the Green Children of Woolpit. Even the original accounts from the 12th century are often contradictory and unreliable. All we have are fragmented records and a deep sense of mystery. More than 800 years later, the mystery of the Green Children of Woolpit remains unsolved. Were they orphans lost in the chaos of medieval England? Survivors of a hidden underground land? Or visitors from another world entirely? The question still lingers: who were the Green Children? And where did they really come from? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us to help keep the channel alive. Until next time.